Good morning, YouTube. The week is up and we are back to normal again for operations. Mac and PC are both hooked up to a big screen again. It was an interesting week with just my laptop with just its screen at 1080p. Oh, surfing was challenging because everything's bigger at 1080p, right? As opposed to, 2.5 to 4K that I'm used to. And it's like, oh gosh, please, let this weekend. Anyway, so we did it though. I bared and grimmed it, we did it, okay? All the videos we uploaded, all edited and everything, and uploaded via the PC, okay? Used Windows Movie Maker. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's a really old video editor. Used to come with our Windows OS. And great, fantastic, and free, right? Now, Microsoft discontinued this a long time ago, okay? And there still may be some non-internet install versions of Windows Essentials kit that you can get, which will have this in there as well as Gallery, which I installed just the two. Because the other programs are gone, obsolete. Nobody uses Windows Messenger anymore either, so, or MSN Messenger, sorry. But anyways, this is a really good program for the basics, and it can do a little bit of extra too. There was a time that I used to use a PC on my channel, like eons ago, okay? And I did that with a PC because, well, I didn't have a Mac at the time other than an old G4 system, and it's kind of like, well, that thing was like done for by then anyways, and couldn't afford a brand new Mac, but hey, PC, payment plan, Dell, you know what I mean? 4 years of hell. Hell and Dell, trust me. Anyways, so with that, of course, I've had a lot of Macs since then, and I'd switched back to Mac again. And although I do prefer the Mac for a lot of things because they are superior in everything except gaming, the playing field is starting to equalize a little bit, okay? With all the Windows 11 updates I've gotten in the last few years since I've had my Windows laptop that I currently have, as well as my NVIDIA drivers, things are closer for time frames, okay? So I can use Movie Maker, for example, and reasonable amount of time to get in there, get it edited, and export it pretty close to the same speed as my Mac, okay? Pretty close, okay? For some stuff, yes. For other things, still a little more time consuming, but at least we don't have a 13-minute gap anymore where the PC is that much slower, okay? It's much faster either way. So it does help to do your Windows updates, driver updates, optional updates, etc., if you want your computer to perform better and better and better, okay? Same with your Mac. It will perform better with updates for a lot of things. Anyway, surfing was a bit of a challenge, okay? 1080p really sucks, okay? Being locked down to that screen size too also sucked for seeing text at times because 1080p, even though it's bigger, some things in text went smaller, and it's like, so I had to find a sweet spot, you know. And this display is much further away, so it's like borderlining my range for my vision of these glasses. These are only good within a certain range, plus or minus, and then they're useless. And my distance glasses I have don't kick in until after 6 feet away. So, yeah, and these are good for basically about 3 feet, right? And that's about it. So they're not perfect, but it's the way my vision works. And if I'm too close to something like my phone, for example, I can't wear glasses of any kind with my phone. I can't see anything. I have to take my glasses off. Then I get perfect vision because I'm this close, right? So these cannot work within a certain range. Anyhow, so we met some challenges with surfing the internet. Some, but we managed to deal with it, okay? Video editing, like I said, okay, was overall fine. Gaming was great once we got used to the small screen. Got my ass handed to me a number of times in a few games until I got used to the smaller screen because it's kind of like, I'm going from something big to something and further away, and I'm like, even Far Cry wasn't the same, but, you know, I was playing all kinds of games, like all of them. And, yeah, it's kind of like, I just couldn't do certain games, right? Some games, it's just like, you know what, we're not even going to bother, because I know what they're like. So But we did manage, okay, and we did pretty good in the end, okay, so can't be all negative here. Audio, that's a challenge. I had NHC software on here, which, as long as it's for personal use only, it's considered to be unlocked. But for business, you got to pay for it. And I don't know what the big diff is, but I guess they have some way of tracking you or whatever if you use it for professional use, even though you keep clicking for free, for personal. I need for professional use, for business use. So yeah, it's not going to work for me. Also, I found with NHC, very much more advanced than Audacity here. Now, Audacity is great for cleaning up audio. It's great for a lot of things with audio, just not for trying to do professional recording for music. So, not a good program for that. But otherwise, Audacity can work for a number of things that you really don't need a pro-level program for. Like if you're trying to clean up because you're recording your tape collection or your record collection into your computer, because a lot of people do that, to try and save their vinyl, save their tapes, right? Audacity is perfect, absolutely perfect for that. It's a very simplistic program, very easy to use. Anybody with an IQ above 1 can do it, okay? I mean, it is that nice to work with. I would rather use Audacity for that than to use, say, GarageBand or Logic Pro or Ableton or Pro Tools or whatever, right? Those programs are so much more complex than Audacity, and you don't need the over complexity. So Audacity does have a purpose nowadays that does work out really well, okay? Anyway, so, and it is Mac and PC for that program, so rest assured you're good. Now I do have DaVinci on here, but all the videos we did this past week were all done obviously on the PC, uploaded from the PC as well, but shot on my iPad, so yeah. Anyway, because that's what I use for my videos these days, my iPad. But with that, I really struggled to find any program. I even researched YouTube. I researched Google for free video editors that were comparable even to GarageBand in at least some kind of resemblance, and came up with zero. There's nothing. And I love GarageBand, I love Logic Pro because of the layouts, because of the easy use, because of the professionality in them. The free Apple loops are very handy, to have, and they're the kind of loops that are not necessarily directly tied to a song, where I found with NHC, that stuff was, a lot of it was tied to a song, and it's like, nope, can't use that, and I'm not doing Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap here. I'm doing one of my own pieces, or I'm doing a church piece that I can get away with because no copyrights, right? And on a lot of the old stuff from church. So I need the instruments, I need the rhythms, the backers that, yeah, it's on GarageBand, it's on Logic, but not on any of the other programs I could find. And then when it came to plugins, right? There's a lot of free plugins you can get, yes. And they work even on Garage and Logic if you want to use them. But some of the stuff is just like pointless to me, and you got to pay for it. And it's like, so you don't use that, right? But the point is, none of those programs, and I've tried Ableton, I've tried Pro Tools, I've tried a lot of programs because I have licenses for all those programs as well for their light versions. Because, you buy a MIDI keyboard or a MIDI beat machine or whatever, they give you that freebie. Same as my Focusrite box. It comes with a few programs I've not even downloaded yet because there's no point. Those programs are useless to me. And they're so very limited as light versions. And it's like, but I have GarageBand. It's 100% free for life. I'm running trial versions of Logic Pro, which there are 0 restrictions on the trial versions. And I get 90 days, delete the program, reinstall the program, get another 90 days. And at least I don't have to re-download all the sound files and plugins again, which is nice. So, but if I want to pay for Logic, I can buy it. It's not that expensive. And then it's free forever on any Mac, okay, from that version up, okay? And so even if you bought Logic Pro 5 years ago, you paid whatever, you still have it for free with the newest, latest version for this year, next year, the following year, the following year, the following year, even if you change your Mac, right? So that's a big advantage there too. Anyways, so I will say there's no way you can convince me to switch 100% to PC. For gaming, definitely the gaming is far superior on PC. Oh, okay. Video editing, pretty good. And things are equalizing more and more now, okay? Even with an Intel chip to my Apple Silicon, it's getting equalized. Now, my Intel chip will get its ass handed to it by any of the new Macs, yes. But to an M1, yeah, they're pretty close to being equal now, okay? But it's only because of the Windows updates and the NVIDIA driver updates that it's getting that close. And the quality you can't tell the difference on, which is a big bonus, because that's been one of my gripes for years is, PCs suck, right, at doing these things. It's the reason why Mac is the industry standard. Now, Mac will probably always stay the industry standard when it comes to all this stuff, except for gaming. Gaming will never be something that I don't believe will ever be equalized, ever, okay? And I don't even think Apple will ever catch up to the same amount of selection as a PC will. Okay, even once PCs go completely ARM, like 100% ARM, like you can't buy an Intel PC anymore kind of ARM kind of thing, right? The gaming will never be the same, I don't think. Okay, I don't think we'll ever have an equal playing field. There will always be something cooler, but not everybody likes those certain cooler games either, right? That's the thing. Like, not everybody likes Destiny 2, which, yeah, I agree. Some of these are older games, obviously. But Decimated's a pretty new game. Well, at least as far as I know. But that thing is a really hardcore, raunchy game that my computer struggles to play. The new one should be fine, okay? Because I am very seriously considering a new computer. I've already got one set aside for me. They're holding it to the end of the month. And I'm getting it for a far cheaper price, too, than what I paid for the other one. And the only problem is I'm stuck with 16 gigs of RAM until I find $200 for the RAM upgrade to go to 64 gigs, and then another couple $100 for a bigger internal drive. So I may just take my 2 terabyte out of that thing, at least temporarily, because I still have like 470 gigs free on my 2 terabyte on this one. So I could actually just swap that in, because I do have multiple drive bays in the new one inside. It's another laptop. But we'll see how things go. But yeah, when it comes to gaming, I mean, I got all this, plus I got 3 more we're going to be checking out this week too, that I found on Epic Game Store. But in the end, you can't convince me 100%. You could haul me away easy for gaming. You could definitely give me a good challenge for video editing, even with DaVinci on the Mac, or DaVinci to iMovie on the Mac. I want to do better video editing on my channel, and I want to do more advanced stuff. Now, the new PC, should I get it, will definitely go to that level where it would cost me nearly $4,000 on the Mac, okay? Now, I will still have struggles because it is a laptop, though. Okay, it's going to be able to do it, but I won't be able to do it all the time, full time, because that kind of torture on any laptop, even a Mac laptop, burns them out. Okay, you should only be doing light to medium duty editing on laptops, Mac or PC. All right, to do the heavy hardcore stuff, which I will likely never do. Okay, yeah, that annihilates them. And there are people who do it, and it's like, I think they're stupid for it, because you're just destroying your machine, really. Okay, that's just my opinion, okay, based on my own experiences in life and what I see and etc. Okay, and I do a lot of research that many of you don't do, and I really look deep into things, especially system specs and what things are happening, what people are doing. So if you want heavy duty stuff, you need a desktop, not a laptop, okay? And you need a good desktop for it, okay? But anyway, so the week is done. We are finished. The only thing left is my wife is trying out my 27-inch 4K 60 hertz display for a week, and I stole the 32-inch off of her, which this does, 2.5 to 4K. But this is also 144 hertz on 2.5K. 60 though on 4K. But because I wanted to avoid the screen tearing stuff that I've had issues with on 60 hertz. So, and to go to 120 hertz panel right now from the same company, same size screen, I'm looking at almost $1,000, and I'm like, no, I think I can go to this and be fine. So we're gonna be okay. But anyway, that's what I got. It was a great experiment. It turned out very well for the most part. Surfing was probably one of the hardest things to deal with because of the resolution, but otherwise I think we did pretty good in the end. So if you are going to get into a PC laptop, try and find a laptop that is not 1080p, especially on the surfing side of things. It's very nasty, especially when you're dealing in Facebook too. It's like, oh my gosh. But even YouTube thumbnails is like half your page is like buried, right, because of the screen. But the new laptop I'm looking at, it's a 3K display, so I will go and do another experiment as well with the new one should I get it, and we'll see how well it operates at what resolutions on that size of screen, because it's also a 16-inch. I have a 17.3 right now, so I'm losing 1.3 inches, but I'm gaining more above the 1080. I'm into the 3K range. And then of course I gain on the camera. I gain on so many aspects with the new one. So anyway, we'll see what happens. If I decide to get it, you're gonna know, okay, because it'll be on there. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this set of videos. And if you didn't see the first video, you can always go back and watch it. But this is my results after 1 week of just a Windows PC only. And yeah, I'm kind of glad the week is done and I'm back to normal again, because now life can go normal again for me too. So, see ya.